This is the book which you read yesterday. Which you read yesterday. If I ask you which clause it is, you will answer that this is an adjective clause. I already made a video on adjective clause and how to identify it. You can check the description box, the link will be given. Now, if I ask you that she taught me what she had learnt. What she had learnt, which clause it is? Many of you will say that this is a noun clause. Yes, it is a noun clause, but it can be an adjective clause too. How? If you want to know the answer, you have to watch today's video. Hello everyone, this is Satakshi Kundu and you are watching Learning with Satakshi. In my today's topic, I will give you 9 facts of adjective clause or relative clause which you must know in solving the questions which coming from this particular chapter. So without further delay, let's start today's video. Fact number 1. An adjective clause which is also known as relative clause. An adjective clause begins with who, which, that, where, whom, whose. These are all relative pronouns. Now, an adjective clause always begins with these relative pronouns. That's why the another name of adjective clause is relative clause. I know the boy who stood first in the class. In this particular sentence, who stood first in the class, this is an adjective clause or relative clause. Fact number 2. In adjective clause, antecedent is always present. Now, what is antecedent? Antecedent is the noun or pronoun which is qualified by the relative clause or adjective clause. For example, this is Shodhpur where I was born. In this particular sentence, where I was born is a relative clause and this relative pronoun is actually qualifying this noun. So, Shodhpur here is an antecedent. Fact number 3. In some cases, the antecedent does not stand before the relative clause. In such cases, the whole sentence or the part of the sentence acts as an antecedent. The girl felt which surprised all. Here, which surprised all is a relative clause, but it doesn't take any particular antecedent before it. Here, the whole sentence, the girl felt, this is the part of the sentence, it acts as an antecedent. It indicates the feeling of the girl. So, the feeling of the girl here becomes the antecedent. Fact number 4. When, why, what are used in adverbial or noun clause generally. But if they take antecedents before it, then they will become the adjective clause or the relative clause. The day when he came here was a rainy day. The day when he came here was a rainy day. The day is principal clause and principal clause part 1, part 2. and when he came here, it is relative clause. Why it is relative clause? Because it has an antecedent before it, that is why. Fact number 5. In some cases, what may be used for interrogation, then that particular clause will become noun clause. For example, I asked her what she had found. Here it is interrogating a question. So, that is why what she had found is a noun clause. But when it is used for non-interrogation purpose, then they will become the relative clause, and that relative clause is called independent relative clause because it does not take any antecedent before it. For example, she gave me what she had found. It does not have any antecedent and it is used for non-interrogation purpose, non-interrogative purpose. That is why this particular clause has become independent relative clause. Fact number 6. Sometimes the relative pronouns used before the clause are elliptical relative clause. Relative pronouns who, whom, which are used before the particular clause, they will become silent. For example, I feel sorry for the man you helped. Here whom you helped, this whom is silent here. That is why it is called elliptical relative clause. Fact number 7. There are two types of relative clause. One is restrictive and other is non-restrictive. In restrictive relative clause, it is a statement, it does not use any comma and it restricts the meaning of antecedent. And non-restrictive relative clauses are, it has two statements, it uses comma and it does not restrict any meaning. For example, medicines which are harmful should be avoided. It is a relative clause. Now, how you could know that it is a relative, restrictive or non-restrictive? Just look at the sentence, many medicines which are harmful should be avoided. It does not use any comma here and it indicates a particular medicine, which that means that it restricts the meaning of the sentence. Now, take this sentence, medicines which are harmful, comma, should be avoided. Here it indicates all medicines. All medicines are harmful, that is why you should avoid the medicine. So, it is not restricting any meaning here, that is why it is non-restrictive adjective or relative clause. Now, fact number 8, how you can convert the adjective phrase into adjective clause. Take this adjective phrase, a costly pen. Now, how you can convert it into adjective clause? Take the particular antecedent from the, take the particular noun from this adjective phrase, a costly pen, pen is here noun. Now, after taking the noun, you have to use the appropriate relative pronoun according to the noun. So, the pen, you have to use the relative pronoun which, the pen which is costly. So, it converts into the adjective clause from the adjective phrase. Fact number 9 and the last fact is, the sentences which have adjective clause in them, they are generally complex sentence. If you break the sentence, you will get two simple sentences. If you want, you can check my video on the simple sentence and complex sentence. The description will be given in the description box. The link will be given in the description box. For example, he gave me a pen which was costly. This is a relative clause, you can understand, but if I break this particular sentence, I will get two simple sentences. He gave me a pen, number 1. The pen was costly, number 2. So, in this way you can identify a sentence which is adjective clause or which is noun clause or which is whether it is an adverbial clause. It is a easy process to identify the relative clause among various sentences. So, that is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you find anything useful in today's video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you everyone. Take care of yourself. Follow your dreams. Bye bye.